Hi guys, what's up and welcome to my YouTube channel. I have been wanting to do like a podcast style situation for as long as I can remember, aka like only a few years. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn on the camera and just get to yapping. Get to freaking yapping. Hopefully I'm not screaming you guys' ear, but I came across this mic in my closet and it has like a whole cord situation too. Like it's pretty legit. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk and we're just gonna go with the vibes. So welcome to the channel. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and yeah, go check out all of the other hundreds of videos that I've posted. Like, hello. But I wanted to discuss me being 25 and what I've learned at 25. Actually, I take that back, you guys. I'm 26, but in hindsight, I haven't really lived a long life at 26 yet, so I'm technically 25. You get what I mean? I'm gonna stay with that joke for a while because I feel like being 25 just sounds so much better than saying I'm 26. Like, who goes around like, oh yeah, I'm 26? Like, no, I'm 25. It's a great age. I remember when I was younger, I remember thinking like, oh my God, Beyonce is 25. Like I always just for some reason in my mind, Beyonce was 25 like every single year. Like I remember having that thought and I feel like that's how it's going to feel for me. And so that's what we're going with. But you guys, 25 was such a transformative year and also the biggest shit show. Like the biggest shit show ever. And I think that's like the general consensus, like amongst my friends. Like when I tell you everything hit the fan at 25 and almost like I had kind of like a whoa, I've lived a quarter of a century. Like, can we all just like sit and talk about that? Like living a quarter of a century that just seems so deep. Like, wow. But at the same time, I'm still so young because I'm only 5 years into my 20s, into technical adulthood. And hey, every day feels like the first day out here, honestly. Adulthood is just very ghetto. And I think that there's just so much more that comes to it that meets the eye. And even when I was younger, I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I'm 25 or, I'm in my mid to early 20s or 30s. And I remember when I was younger, I just wanted to grow up so quickly. And now that I'm here, I'm like, okay, we're here. Everything's fine. Like, acknowledge that you're present and you gotta grow up. And so I think that a few important things that I learned at 25 is that it's very important to be decisive in everything that you're doing. And even if you are not sure if it's the right decision, you still need to go ahead and make the decision and go with your gut. And I will say, last year, it was just a very interesting time where I had to allow myself to just like live and be very present and be free. And that was like another thing that I was thinking about when I was wanting to talk today, because I felt like I was very caught up with like living for tomorrow and not like living for present day. And I think that at 25, it's very, very critical to be very present with yourself and make decisions that are going to benefit you presently and just like experience your life. Like, don't allow your life to just like pass you by, even on your day-to-day, everyday mundane things, and not be aware of like what's happening. Because honestly, you guys, like, if you're always like looking forward to tomorrow, you're not going to see what's right in front of you and really allow yourself to get the best experience of life. And so last year I was living in Nashville, and, I wasn't as present as I wanted to be. And I think that when you're present, you're really able to have so much fun. And I think that's very important. And I will say, at 25, you guys, I had a ball. Like, I literally had a ball. I feel like I've already lived so many lives, but you guys, I went to so many concerts. I met so many different types of people. I started dating how I want to. I was just like, you know what? Like, enjoy. And, I had a lot of fun, okay? I look back at my, like, memories from my iPhone. I did that the other day because I have no freaking storage. And I was like, you had a freaking ball, and you went with your gut a lot of the time. And, every decision that you made, like, you stood on business. You stood on freaking business. And that's not easy. I feel like as a 25-year-old woman, you really have to stand on what you do, and you have to be so proud of your decision that you make, and you can't look back. And I will say, one thing about me, I don't know if it's the Scorpio in me or it's the fact that, like, I just am not going to put up with bullshit. It's like at 25, I literally didn't go backwards, and I was so proud that, and even in, friendships, dating, career, whatever, I was like, I am going to literally not give up. Like, when I tell you, I had so much fun at 25, like, I wouldn't change a thing. And it honestly, when they say your frontal lobe develops so much, it really does. And you have to really lean into that so hard. Like, baby, let that frontal lobe open up. That sounds crazy, but you really need to, like, start thinking. And I will say, like, from the age of, like, 22 to 25 or 22 to 24, my decision making skills, I was like, wait, what? Like, why? And I don't regret a thing. But I just think it's like, at 25, you're like, I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with that. I don't have to do that. And so just being very aware of what, like, you like and what you don't like, and spaces you're meant to be in, spaces you're not meant to be in, that's going to carry you so far. A lot of my 25-year-old self had to do with a lot of being self-aware and confident as well. I feel like my confidence in myself is definitely high. And I know in areas where I do struggle with my confidence, but I think overall as a woman, I do know that I move through the world like nobody can fuck with me. Like, that is already just, like, my mindset. Maybe that's just, like, the protective mindset that I have within myself, but at the same time, like, I know I'm a cool ass bitch. Like, that's already my thoughts. And so for anybody that's 25 or not 25 or whatever, you literally have to know you are the coolest person in the world, and that, like, nobody is fucking with you. Like, that is one thing that allows me to, like, even have the confidence to speak on a platform like YouTube and just, like, walk into rooms with my head held high. I'm not, like, crouching down looking at my phone. I literally am, like, shoulders back, like, head up, and walk in, smile at people, wave. Like, that is literally the confidence that I had at 25. And even before, like, even in high school, like, I just remember always being like, you know what, like, I'm gonna have the confidence to try this out and to not feel embarrassed for showing up and being myself authentically. And that is, like, one piece of advice I definitely will give any woman in her early, like, 20s. I mean, and at any age, like, you literally have to just be like, yeah, like, I am who I am because that's who God made me to be. And that really helps me to, like, just show up authentically as myself for real. And so Another thing that 25 taught me was that nobody is going to love you like you love you. And like, you have to be willing to walk away. Like, don't give desperate energy and this like longing desire to like want to stick around and stay down. Like, no, nobody's staying down. Everybody, no, I am not going to stay down. I'm going to definitely like, I'm gonna go live my best life without you, with or without you. And, you know, nobody wants to do life alone, quote unquote, but it's like at 25, you're not alone, babe. You have yourself, you have God, you have great friends, you have a great family. Like, just literally lean into you and cultivating a great routine and a great dynamic within yourself. And I will say 25 was such a transformative year, and where my confidence comes from is my relationship with God, my ability to just pour into myself and know like how I look, how I feel, and really nurture that. So a few things that I did at the age of 25, I had went to therapy. It wasn't my first time going to therapy. I started going to therapy when I was 24. And so at 24, I was like, you know what? Like, I just need to talk to somebody, whatever. And I was really able to just get things off of my chest that I didn't necessarily feel comfortable to talk to my boyfriend about, to talk to my friends about, to talk to my family about. I was like, I'm going to talk to somebody who literally doesn't know me and can tell me what's going on from the outside in and give me a good perspective that is not coddling or biased and have all of these other things that could just be like a screen or maybe sugarcoating. Like, a therapist is going to give it to you so for real. And so, yeah, I went back at the age of 25 and I was like, this is probably one of the best things I could have done for myself, because it really allowed me to be self-assured and understand that I am a great woman. Honestly, what my therapist taught me was that your emotions are 100% valid, and that if you are feeling something innately in your body, that is what you need to stick to. And you don't even need a therapist to tell you that. If you are self-aware enough, you know when something is not right within yourself. But my therapist gave me the tools to be able to communicate and be able to also be very strategic in how I position myself in having certain conversations that were tough, that maybe I tried to mask over before. And she also gave me the confidence to understand, like, you're on this earth for you. You're not here to coddle anyone else or to people please anyone else or to just accept whatever is given to you. Like, you know, when they were like, oh, that's a low vibrational plate, she's like, no, like, you don't have to accept what's on that plate. Like, no, that is, baby, that's low vibrational. And so that was a great thing. Another thing that I did at 25 is I invested in a trainer. And the reason I think that this is very important is because when I tell you guys, I did not know how to work out ever. Like, I was not the type of girl that was like willingly in the gym, like when I was younger. And so, I mean, I was like an athlete, I would say, like in high school, you know, I did cheer, whatever. And we had to condition and do things and whatever. But it was not like, I was not didn't grow up just like being super healthy, super clean diet, this and that. Like, and I was like, you know, I want to learn how to work out. I want to learn just even the idea. I had no concept or anything. And that, at that time, that was the best I had ever felt, like from all of 25. I worked with a trainer for like 6 months, and then me and my friend, we were going so hard in the gym. We were each other's accountability partners, and we just had time to just love on ourselves and eat so good and just be very, very, very like confident within our looks, within our personal selves. Like, I just felt so sexy, and I still feel so sexy when I am loving on myself extra hard. And I never even thought that I would get to the point where when I was in the gym, you guys, I would lose track of time. Like, I was in the gym, I was taking my sweet old time. I would be in the gym for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I literally love this. And even now, when I go to the gym or I go to a workout class, I'm like, oh my God, this burns so bad, but it burns so good. Like, it feels so good to just like I don't know, to just accomplish like that daily like burn. It just feels great to move your body, and it's such a blessing to be able to move your body. So yeah, get your ass in the gym. There's really no excuse. Go to a workout class, do something fulfilling, go on a long walk, do something for you, and label it, I'm doing this for me today. What can I do for me today? And so I invested in my looks as well. I will say it was not only the mental health or the physical, like in terms of going to the gym. You guys, keeping your hair done, keeping your nails done, keeping your skincare up. Just like, it's like those little things, keeping your fridge stocked. It was those little things at the age of 25 that I was like, I just am, yeah, like I'm just feeling like a great woman all in all. And I'm very appreciative and very grateful of the little things. And it was very groundbreaking. And I think what I can credit that to was living by myself. So I moved out at 25 and like not out of my house, but I finally had moved into my own apartment at 25. And I made sure to do this because I knew that I'm going to get into a relationship soon. Like literally, I wrote an entire list of things that I wanted to do at 25, whatever. And I was like, this is a list of things where I just know I am going to have the marriage at 28. I'm going to literally like do all these things. I'm going to be someone's wife soon. Like I need to live alone. And people always say, they always say, I always see like these, I don't know, women online or listening to podcasts. They're like, live alone, move out of state, do this, do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to live by myself. And it just got to the point where I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. Like I'm obsessed with being here, being in my own space. And I felt peace every night that I literally went to bed. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe like I live on my own. Like you guys, it was quite literally the best feeling ever. Like actually the best feeling. I want everybody to experience that. And it was probably the best situation. My best friend lived upstairs and we were literally just like having the time of our life. And it's like, we could like go back to our own apartment and it was just like, la-di-da. Like, I just thought it was just the perfect ideal situation. And living alone definitely helped me to mature so much, grow up so much. And I will forever cherish living by myself. And so another thing, this wasn't at 25, but I made this decision consciously at 25, which I think is very imperative for when you are getting into, shifting and you're coming up on what feels like you need a transition in your life. Because after I had done all of the things, I had done the therapy. I was actually currently in therapy when I was exploring this, which is interesting because when I was exploring this and I was talking to my therapist, she was like, actually, you never told me that. And I learned a lot about myself in therapy, for sure. Like, I learned that I definitely can be, a little bit elusive to just like what's going on. And yeah, I don't really share everything where I thought I was open until I got to therapy. I will say, like, I thought that I had trust, and then there was things that I realized I kept from my therapist for whatever reason. And she would put the pieces together like, oh, like last time you said something else. And I'm like, oh, like, okay. So at 25, I had decided, I was like, I want to move out of state. I want to like look better. I want to feel better. I want to be confident. Whatever. Right. And I was already working on these different little pockets of my life. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to apply to grad school. I want to just do something fucking cool. I want to do something that's challenging, and I want to do something that I can be proud of. And not that education just only makes it the space where you can be proud of yourself in a sense, but I had always, ever since I graduated, in the back of my mind, I was like, I always have wanted to receive a higher education. And at what, like, and I was like, I don't even want to factor in the cost. I just want to be in a new city, one. Number two, I want to be smarter. I want to rise to the occasion and I want to learn. And so I had applied to University of Miami and I was like, you know what? Let's just see. Ended up going to Miami for my 26th birthday with my dear sister and my best friend and her best friend. So Rachel, Mel, Bailey, we all hopped on a flight to Miami, and it was a great birthday. It was the first birthday that me and Rachel had spent a joint birthday trip together. Our birthdays are a week apart, so that's always very special. And yeah, we had an amazing time. And right a week before the trip, I had found out I got accepted to the university, toured. I was like, this is gorgeous. Looks like a freaking resort. I love it. I'm obsessed. And let's go. So for 3 months, I have been currently residing in Miami, and I have some vlogs about it, so you guys should check it out. But I literally quite love the weather. It's not freezing here like it is in Nashville or Jersey or wherever. And I am like, wow. Like every day, I'm like, wow, I really live in Miami. Like I really did it. And so what I learned about myself at 25 is that it definitely takes me time to adjust to change. And it's just interesting because like I think it's always taken me time to adjust to change, but I slowly like come out of my shell. And I'm just the type of person, I just like to make sure I'm like, is it safe here? Like I'm one of those. Like you guys know when Kim K was like, she was like, hi, I'm just having anxiety. Like, are you sure it's safe here? Like that's literally me. And so there are days that I'm like a little like, I'm in my little cocoon, but then I'm just like, but you live in fucking Miami, okay? Like, get a grip. Everything is fine. And I know that future me is going to be so proud, and present me is still so proud. And it's just like, I'm thanking my younger self is thanking me. You know, when they're like, your younger self will be so proud. My younger self is going to be so proud. My younger self is so proud of me. 12-year-old me is like, wow, you really did it. You moved to a state where there's no family. I mean, I have my best friend here and we live here together, and we're like, wow, like, hello, like what? We have palm trees in our backyard, you guys. And then present me is like, yeah, so let's just figure everything out and let's get the ball rolling. You know, let's make these connections. Let's smile and be happy and grateful and just enjoy the journey. And so I think that 25 is about enjoying the journey, mastering self-discovery and getting closer and 1% better, and learning who you are. Just really seeking out who you are. What do you like? What feels good? What doesn't feel good? And of course, 25, I felt like everything that I thought I knew went up in flames. I was like, I thought I knew like where I would be. I thought I knew I would be married. I thought I knew that I was going to, you know, maybe settle down, have kids, whatever, like all this stuff. And yeah, 25 was like, baby. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Babe. Yeah. Lock in with yourself. Okay. And that's what I'm doing. And so at 26, I'm feeling really good, and I'm excited to see what 26 brings. And I have so much to learn, so much areas I can grow in, and lots of ways that I can show up for myself. And the number one thing that has been my word, I want to leave this episode with a word of the week, but really it's my word of the year. And I want to share what my word of the year is, and that is momentum. I've been living off of momentum and just going, figuring it out, putting out what I want into the world, and just continuing to move. And as long as I continue to move, that is like the best thing that I can do for myself. And the minute you stop, it's harder to start back up. And so I want you to take away from this, just like continue to work on a constant, like focus on a constant, and that'll keep your momentum up and your spirits up. And yeah, you'll be proud of yourself today, tomorrow, forever. Why does that sound like a poem? I don't know. Anyways, I love you girls, and I will see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next time. Bye.